Seriously, why aren't people talking about Prey more? I'm stunned. I try to keep an eye out for cool games, but I'd barely heard of Prey until it happened to arrive with the Dishonored collection. Dishonored is what friends have been recommending me for years, which is why hubby and I bought this box. I haven't gotten to Dishonored yet. I definitely will play it, but hubby suggested we give Prey a try, meaning he wanted to play it out of curiosity, and I decided to watch, except that just 5 minutes in, I realized that I really need to play it myself too. For some reason, I expected a linear sci-fi shooter, but it's more of an action RPG or an immersive sim, like literally as if Deus Ex and BioShock had a baby. And it's big. I was trying to play fast, and I still managed to sink almost 50 hours into it. You play as Morgan Yu. Morgan can be male or female, which is a nice role-playing element, even though you're basically a silent protagonist and in first-person view. It's your first day at work at TrendStar. You wake up in your beautiful apartment, and you just have to take the chopper over to TrendStar HQ for a few tests before boarding the shuttle to the super cool space station called Talos 1. Things swiftly go downhill, and Morgan has to figure out what's going on because Talos 1 is littered with corpses and hostile aliens, and there seem to be some pretty big holes in her memory. I say her because I played as the female Morgan. The story is so well done and doesn't pull punches. The game steadily delivers new shocking twists, and every time I had a theory of where things were going, it took a new turn. It kept me guessing all the way to the end. And the ending was brilliant and took me by total surprise. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. On top of the amazing story, the gameplay is absolutely my jam. You usually have more than one way to reach your objective, kind of Deus Ex style. If you can't get through a door, you can look for maintenance corridors. You can search the environment for a door code, but that failing, maybe you can hack the keypad. If you've upgraded your strength, it may be possible to force the door open. The skill tree is impressively big, with a lot of wildly different skills. It's awesome, I love it. The environment reminds me of the BioShock games in a really good way. You have an isolated city with a gorgeous and memorable visual design that feels like a real place. You get to see where the residents work, where they eat, where they sleep, etc. But the developers have taken the level of detail in Talos 1 so far that it makes the city of Rapture look like a rough sketch. Let's say you come across a dead body. In Prey, every NPC, even a dead one, has a name. You don't have to care, but if you're curious, you can search their name in a list of employees, which also gives their job title and designated work area. If you want to dig deeper, you might find their workstation and read their emails. Or you find where they sleep in the crew quarters and loot their drawers. You may find out who they like, who they dislike, and what they do in their free time. The background stories are delightfully realistic and juicy. There are romances, breakups, rivalries, smuggling operations, incompetence, random bickering. Like, almost everyone has a unique personality with a bit of story attached to them. And I'm blown away that there's so much love and effort put into dead NPCs. It was so satisfying to locate each person and find clues as to how they died because they aren't just corpses, they're people to me. That's how good the world building is. Some of them perished in rather odd locations. One of my favorites was a guy with an alcohol problem working down in life support. My gosh, poor guy. That was gnarly. The station itself is beautiful, its architecture giving a strong BioShock vibe. I want to move here. I mean, if it weren't for the alien infestation and human experiments and other highly questionable stuff going on, if it weren't for that, I'd absolutely want to live and work on this station. Also, Prey is possibly the first game ever where I'm completely obsessed with the crafting system. It's such a rewarding multi-step process. First off, you need to find some blueprints. Next, you need to pick up random stuff for the materials. This can be trash or food items or weapons, anything that fits into your inventory. You take the stuff to a recycler that breaks it down to core materials. Then you take the materials to a fabricator that creates your item. There aren't any merchants around, you can only scavenge, so crafting bullets and healing items is kind of necessary, and the process is incredibly satisfying. Digging banana peels out of trash bins has never been this much fun. You can also go outside for a spacewalk. The station is huge, so it's sometimes faster to get where you want to go by popping out of the airlock. Being outside the station is both awesome and god-awful. Prey does space in a way that's kind of terrifying. The area you can explore is enormous and confusing, plus you're moving really slowly. I really tried to play this without objective markers on because you can switch them off, and for the most part I like it better that way, but there are a few objectives in space that are pretty much impossible to find without a marker. That's a bit of a bummer, but whatever. Another highlight are the Typhon, the alien enemies. Granted, they don't look particularly interesting, they're just these flexible black blobs that do bizarre things, but the story behind them is insane. This is possibly the most alien species I've ever seen represented in fiction. Why do they do what they do? They're obviously up to something, but what? I applaud the developers for not giving all the answers related to the Typhon, just observations and theories. It legitimately makes me feel like I'm dealing with creatures that are so alien I can't wrap my head around it. Are they remotely intelligent? How do they see us humans? Do they even see us? I particularly love the ones that talk. Some of the Typhon mimic human speech, but they're just mindlessly repeating a few phrases over and over. It's so creepy. I love it. Do I have any criticism? Just a few nitpicks, really. The loading times between areas are long, like you can get up and make yourself a cup of coffee kind of long. The trophy system is inaccurate, at least on PlayStation 4. I got a trophy for having found all missing persons without finding all of them. Same thing with a few other things. Why make a trophy about find all the XYZ when you don't actually have to find all of them? That's just annoying. And I think the title of the game is ineffective. Prey is way too generic a word here. I don't even understand who it's supposed to refer to. I wish they'd been more specific. What's this story about? It's not about predators or prey, in my opinion. To me, at least, it's more about transhumanism and whether or not it's a good idea to inject new abilities of questionable origin directly into your brain. And also, personhood. Because Morgan has not just forgotten what happened lately, she's also forgotten what kind of person she is. I find this detail profoundly disturbing, and the quest for Morgan's original personality is one of the best and most thought-provoking things in the game for me. If you can't remember who you are as a person, what's left? What makes you, you? So cool. I love this game. Fun gameplay, outstanding world building, phenomenal story. I'm absolutely going to be replaying this. Do you have any idea why Prey is not talked about more? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.